I have this coffee right here next to me, and it's calling my name. It actually did. It called my name out, and it wants me to drink it. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to slurp it before I do anything else. That's right. Here we go. Here we go. Mmm. So tasty. Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. It is Friday, and we are live and in effect as I report to you from behind this plastic microphone device with all of my brain front and center because I need it all just to keep up with you guys. Good to see you guys. Hope everybody is doing well. We're going to get right into the comments here. We are expecting a scammer or 7 to call us, but will they do it? Will they actually live up to the word? Likely not. So don't expect anything. Here we go. All right, we've got Mozar 9360. Consolidating is pure manipulation. Well, you're not alone in thinking that, but I don't just chalk it up to manipulation. I think there's other things going on too. But nonetheless, there we go. All right, good to see you. Mark Norgard, there will be another Friday crash today. And he was right. We did. And it was a flash crash today. Pretty big one. $3.50 moved to the downside earlier in the day. All right, board now. Watch the nickels come next. I tell you what, that's right. Nickels, they may be next. Save your nickels too. That's for sure. All right. Stephen Kozlowski says, thanks for sharing good information. Well, thank you, Stephen. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch and being here. In fact, let's take a look and see what the market's closed at today. We can see they're down over 3% for silver, but guess what? It is a victory, as I said in my latest video, above $50 close. That's good. Yes, indeed. Bitcoin got hammered too. I didn't pay attention. Thank you, Red Crawler. Good to see you. Good to see Dinar and Hand Systems is here. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Good time to shop for sure. Happy Mac. Channel sponsor is Summit Metals. If you're shopping around, check them out. You can click on the link in the description of this video, of this live stream right now, to see if they got anything you're looking for. But good to see Bill457 is here. We love Bill. Check Bill's channel out. By the way, great guy. Silver Shelby is here. Good to see you. Rick Korutz is with us. Good crowd with us tonight as we go through watching some of the comments, what you're saying on the channel here. And 13 hours ago, silver was 52.96, according to Edwin Tan. Yes, indeed. And then it went up and went back down. Crazy. Started slowly dropping. It sure did, my Kidness Grandmaster. And now we're above 50. Barely above 50, but we're not barely above. We're pretty good above 50, so that's pretty good. And Doug Kelly thinks we may have a rebound next week. And it's possible. It is possible. All right. Let's see here. All right, we got Pittsburgh Kurt says, if gold went to 50K overnight, you wouldn't be able to sell. Probably not. That's right. Imagine if it did. Do you think APMEX and SD Bullion has the cash reserves to buy all the gold people would be selling? My opinion is that no one would be able to sell if it went that high that fast. That's true. Exactly right. No, it wouldn't. That's exactly right. That's too much of a shock to the market. No question about that, indeed. All right. Very good. Yes, indeed. Very good. Good to see you guys here. Welcome. Randy Miller with a diamond fist. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Appreciate that. We got it. We're rocking and rolling with the diamond fists for sure. Hold on to your silver tight. You know it. Gene Geyer Joe, the PSLV short volume went up 300% in the last 2 days. So, yes, I believe it's manipulation that's still occurring. Okay, all right. All right, there, Gene Guy, thank you for that. But you got to wonder what other, what other things could be affecting that as well, too. Especially in the PSLV. Which is supposed to be a backing of 1-to-1. I don't blame manipulation totally. There's a lot of natural market forces that can attribute that as well. Like I said, I don't rule it out, but also don't underestimate the natural market and psychology of the markets. The psychology of the markets is irrational. So you're trying to rationalize something that can't be rationalized with manipulation, discounting the natural market, and that's what I try to tell folks is that, hey, we need to keep an open mind here and see what's going on, which is why I like to report on what's going on in the markets. Mile High, Shed, Silver Eagle premiums are way too high. I'm not planning on any purchases until they're under 8 per ounce. but more than 5. That may not happen, so I'll be looking to buying some rounds for now. I think that's a good point. I'm not buying Eagles 2 at these premiums for sure. All right, there we go. All right, Silver Honda is here, and Mrs. Silver Honda wants a diamond fist. All right, there we go. All right. We love Silver Honda. He is awesome. And give your lovely wife a big hug for me, and kiss too. Yes, indeed. Bonnie Laughlin is here. Welcome, Bonnie. So good to see you. Glad you're here with us. Mario is with us. Good to see Mario. Dean R is here. JM Unleashed is here. Pray for Tony 8-inch Destroyer as well. He's going through some tough times. He's a tough guy, I tell you what. And he's got a heart of gold, and he's tough as nails, and we're praying for him. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He's awesome. Yes, indeed. And good to see JM Unleashed. So good to see you, brother. Glad you're here. Is CCT here? Yes, CCT is here too. Cyber Curtain Twitcher, we call him that. You know, everybody calls him CCT, but I call him Cyber Curtain Twitcher for short. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see what Olive Green has to say. I remember just a few months ago when people were making videos celebrating silver hitting $40. So it seems like silver is looking good to me. Yes, indeed. It sure is. In fact, even though silver flash crashed today, it's still looking really good. We came out with a win because it closed the week above $50 an ounce, which even if you look at the poll that we did last Sunday, and everybody got it right that voted yes in that poll, and by Friday it did reach $50. Isn't he? Matt Wingy is here. Good to see Matt. Good to see you. Christopher Perkins is here. And Jacob Mendez on my video about the penny. U.S. Mint strikes the last penny. Says here. They will remove cash, period. They tell you it's because it costs more to make it than it's worth, but you forget they own a printing press. How else do you think they will get us on a digital system? Wake up. Coins and cash are gone. It's game over. Yep. And this is the beginning step to that potential eventuality for sure. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see here. Long Gavelicano says here, by the way, what is behind the U.S. dollar as the greatest value creating system of all time and still a military power and hidden technologies to remind you of that? Yeah. You got a military. The world accepts the dollar. I mean, through and through. There's two different numbers. I think about 93% of all the transactions in the world occur in the dollar, I believe. And as far as reserve assets between nations, 58% or 57, close to 58% are the dollar. So the dollar is not going anywhere anytime soon, folks. I hate to break it to you. And I don't say that with glee, by the way, because the dollar is losing value. It's unsound money, which is why we have precious metals. And let's see here. Tricky P 1022. Someone is going to pay a small fortune for one of those last pennies. They will probably corrode eventually. I'm going to go ahead and predict it right now on this live stream that the very last penny, the last one struck, will fetch at least $100,000 for a 3% copper-coated zinc coin with the omega symbol on it. Very good. I think that's coming. I think that's what's going to happen. $100,000 for one copper-coated zinc coin. That's right. It's crazy. All right, let's see here. Let us see what we've got here. We've got this from Loretta Caputo. Says this on the minting of the last cent here, this video that I did the other day. I have collected the Lincoln cent for many years. It started as a simple amusement in college during the 70s. It made me look through my change at the time as I filled the Whitman folders. I often thought of the time period that each coin represented. I thought of the state of our nation and the people and that the coins have handled. These coins become more and more odd collectibles. They weren't always will be chapters in our existence. Indeed, they will, for sure. You're exactly right. And Red Crawler is stacking pre 64 cents. All right. There you go. Well, you get them from 1983 and earlier. They're going to be copper, save for some in 1982 that were in the latter part of that year. They started doing the copper coated zinc, then weigh them. If they're over 3 grams, they're copper. If they're 2.5 grams, they are the. But yes, you can stack those. Anything before, as far as for the copper, I would stack anything pre 83 and the 82 ones. You can be safe by stacking pre 82, but pre 83 cents are the bomb diggity. I'm saving them now. Yes, indeed, I am, just for gits and shiggles. Good to see Mustard and Biscuits is here. Good crowd. Appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. And we've got this. We've got Silver Dragon R. The problem, I think, is all the gigantic funds adding metals to their portfolios, so we're seeing them get traded at a higher ratio in the basket of assets. And metals being mainstream right now bring a lot of volatility, yes. And I still don't think they're mainstream yet, but more people are waking up to them. The 1943 steel cent. It could, maybe, but they produced a lot of those too. Remember, they did those for 1 year, so I don't think it's going to have that much more. But there may be more interest in those, so it could affect their value slightly. Now, if it was a 43 copper cent, that would be an even bigger win if you had one of those. The only thing that would trump that is not Donald Trump, but a 1944 steel cent. I think there's a few of those out there that made it out. Yes, indeed. The first super chat of the night, Steve LaPointe. And I know that the super chats are probably going to be light tonight, even though I'm not coughing as much. But I'm going to go ahead and drop Steve LaPointe 3 push-ups for that. Thank you so much. Let me get those done for him, and I'll explain what that's about for you newbies here. 3 push-ups. Here we go. All right. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Thank you, Steve LaPointe. Appreciate that, brother. The first super chat of the night. For those of you new here, every dollar that's donated via Super Chat, I do 1 push-up or exercise. Every dollar donated via PayPal, friends and family, I do 2. I try to do 2 of those. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate it, Steve. You are the man. Okay, if they're going to compete with digital so they can watch and control everything in your life, well, I'll tell you what, that is a step towards it. For sure it is. It seems like it. All right, we've got Match Eagle Andromeda says, WTF, gold price plunging again when trading opens in U.S. Yes, pretty big move to the downside for gold, but especially silver. Silver got hit really hard today before bouncing back a little bit. We've got Mark Bricolt says, I would definitely say manipulation. No reason to drop all the time, like 2 or 3 at a time. Well, actually, there is reasons, and I mentioned it in that video why it dropped, and it dropped again today. Again, the natural market forces are very powerful, and speculation and sentiment they're very powerful emotions out there. Zardoz, thank you so much, my friend. Zardoz was slamming 5 Salivate Metal memberships across the bow. Boom, shalaka, 9mm shot. Right there from Zardoz. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Let's give him 5 push-ups. Those are very rare these days. So very nice of Zardoz to do that. Let's do 5 for him. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Zardoz. You were the man. Good to see you. Let's get over here. Get the blood flowing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you, sir. If you received the channel gift membership from Zardoz, give him a warm and hearty thanks. Yes, indeed. Very, very cool. And let's see here. Let's press up. We've got this. Says cryptos is just an easier way for the U.S. government and banks to steal your money. Well, I know a lot of people feel that way, as I mentioned in that video. Okay, in this video, by the way, major crypto company buys 100 tons of gold. Is actually hardly anybody saw this one. If you get a chance, check it out. It's a very interesting topic here. ETFs clobbering us invested in silver gold today. Yes, got hit hard today for sure, especially silver. All right, very good. That's right. CCT says new members get to use his silver crack. Not in a literal sense, though. That's right, exactly. That emoticon will probably live in infamy. Cyber Curtain Twitcher. That's awesome. Channel members do get to use the emoticons. Yes, indeed they do. And I may be adding a new one in there as well. Very well could be. So we shall see. Stay tuned for that. All right. We've got Anton Carey. When a cryptocurrency buys gold, that is saying something. Yes, indeed, it does. It sure is. And Groot Williams, naysayers mock stackers as fools, but it beats the hell out of collecting Beanie Babies, Fruko Pops, and digital tokens. Indeed, it does. And nothing against collecting Beanie Babies, but as a good way to diversify yourself with, indeed, silver and gold, physical in your hand. Lisa Anderson is here. Good to see you. And a hug. Thank you for the hug. It made my night. We love Lisa Anderson. Good to see you. We got Red Crawler still here. Steve LaPointe is still with us. Gold Trader is here. All right. And, you know, I will say this. I know that Gold Trader is not a fan of Trump. But one thing about Trump is there's always something going on with Trump. And it's like he feeds on things. And even though some of the things we may perceive as good, it means there's a lot going on, and there's not much stability. You know, there's not much stability for sure. So anyways, so I will say that about that. But I think some of the things he's doing is very good though. But yeah, but I do think for the markets will react, and we may have a pretty volatile couple of years on that. Just trying to be intellectually honest there. But again, all right. Let's see here. And let's see. Welcome, Hillcracker Stacker. Good to see you, sir. Welcome. Let's see. Okay. And Izoid says, I used to be able to get $100 worth of cents from my bank every month, but not anymore. Yeah, you know, I might ask my bank if they have. I know I've asked them if they have any 2025 cents, and they said they very rarely get new rolls of any coins anymore. So it's crazy. Yes, that's right, Red Crawler. He sure does. All right, very good. Good to see Dennis Niemeyer. Well, yeah, highly unlikely we'll get a Sal's calendar. I would love to see one. But we don't have any ladies who would like to participate. We'd love to get Lisa Anderson on a calendar. That would be pretty cool. But you know, we've tried it in the past. We did it 1 year. We did it 1 year. We had like 6 or 7. We had like 7 or I think we had 8 people that committed to it. 8 ladies that committed to it. Only 3 ended up sending pictures. And we did the calendar, and it was a huge, massive flop. And all the proceeds from it went to charity, and I ended up having to pay taxes on it, so I lost money on that deal. But I think only 7 people bought the calendar, and I don't know if anybody has one of those. But yeah, it's crazy. Very rare item though. But yeah, it took me a lot of time to take the photos. Some of them were not quite the resolution wasn't quite right on some of them, but we did. It was a fun time. It could have been a great thing if some of the ladies didn't back out on it. But yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Okay, 90% junk silver. Bitcoin taking hits this week. Roller coaster ride would be an understatement for the metals this month. By the dips, indeed. That's right. Sure is exactly right. CCT still has his counter. Cool. He was one of the 7. Nice. Thank you, CCT. That's awesome. Thank you. Happy Friday to Kanito Warrior. Good to see you guys. So yes, Cyber Curtain Twitcher has a calendar. That's awesome. I didn't get a calendar. I should have ordered one too. Which and I should have one just for the posterity sake, but I think all that's done and gone away with now. But anyways, Fierce Texan, it's all a psyop. F the USD, F the government, all these crypto crap coins. All right, there you go. Yeah, seems like it. That's Al Jester. So now those beautiful scents are going to tarnish since you touched them. 1973s. Rinse it down with down. Yes, indeed. I know. Yep, I know. I hear you. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Silver Honda. Have a good night. Appreciate it. He's making supper for his lovely lady. Thank you so much, Silver Honda. All right. Diamond Fist from Littlefoot Stacker. All right. Thank you, Littlefoot. Appreciate that. You were the man. And we've got here. Let's see here. He says he's lying about the tariff refund check. Well, he didn't commit to it. He's proposing it. Like the 5,000. He proposed that too. He didn't say it was actually going to happen. I think it's a proposal. We'll find out the sovereign fund is his personal bank account while he has been siphoning off all the money out of the United States before he takes his guitar plane and lands in Argentina in his new gold house. My belief is when the Supreme Court tells him the tariffs are not legal, which they are not, he will declare it unfair and he will default the U.S. debt, making all our paper money worthless. And those of us with the coins are the only people with money. There are times I wonder if I'm going to end up getting money out of the U.S. Mint that is really all gold, or if it's really silver because he's a scam artist. Well, I'm sorry, Joe Druk. You feel free to post your opinions here, but Trump is not taking gold out of the U.S. Mint. And you can tell a U.S. Mint coin whether it's gold or silver or not. I know you don't like Trump, but that's getting a little ridiculous. But anyways, we'll see what happens. The thing is imagine what it would have been like if we had Camel Toe Harris in there. Would have been much, much, much worse. Much worse. Your neighborhood. Thanks for the update. I'm heavy into crypto, and this is the first time I had heard of this. This is really big news. It's pretty crazy. It's very interesting to see now whether it's legitimate or not. That's to be determined, as I mentioned in the video, but we'll still see here. All right, and let's see. Okay, and John Bravo. I've been saving copper pennies only. All right, there you go. Yep, the copper ones are good. All right. We've got this. Anchor 2000, a cryptocurrency in step with the US dollar. It should then also lose value as the dollar goes down when they print more of them. Not good. Buying gold may soften that process, but still the foundation is quicksand. Yeah, yep, that's right. The dollar is a losing proposition. So when you have a cryptocurrency based on it, it's going to lose every single time, right? For sure. All right. All right. Very good. Yeah, I don't know. We'd love to see the Fort Knox actually audited, for sure. All right, let's see here. OJ Hawk, disappointing that you're a Trump booster, Sal. Well, OJ Hawk, you must have just came in here because I was intellectually honest when somebody else who doesn't like Trump said something that was true about stability. And everything like that. So I wish you would have rewinded and listened to that comment. I like to be intellectually honest. I'm not a truck. There's two types of situations. You have TDS, which is Trump derangement syndrome, and then you have TSS, which is Trump sycophant syndrome. I don't have either condition. I like to be intellectually honest. I do agree with Trump on many things. I think he's doing a really good job, all things considered. But there's several things that I disagree with him on, pretty big. Like, for instance, putting 10% of government ownership of Intel stock. I don't agree with that at all. I also don't agree with him punishing people up to 1 year in prison for burning the American flag. That's free speech. If it's their flag and they're doing it in a safe way and it doesn't break any local ordinances, then people should be able to burn the flag or burn the Bible or burn whatever. It's free speech. And there's a couple of other things I disagree with him on as well. I don't like this big spending that he's doing in the big beautiful bill. I think there's some savings there, but a lot of that stuff comes later. There's a lot in that bill that could very easily be reversed very quickly, and a lot of these things sunset, like the no tax on tips and all that. There's no reason why the no tax on tips should have any conditions on it. It should just be no tax on any tips, no matter what. No caps or anything like that. Same thing with taxes on Social Security, and I think they all sunset as well too. So, anyways, but I will say to the what's his name here, that OJ Hawk. Just because I have different political viewpoints than you do, I hope that doesn't mean you're not going to be here and participate. Just like I appreciate everybody being here, no matter their political opinions, no matter what their political opinions are. I'm not shy about expressing mine. You shouldn't be shy about expressing yours. We can do it civilly. We can agree to disagree, and so forth. So, anyways, all right. Byron Humphreys, yeah, U.S. seizure of China, Bitcoin, 13 billion smackers. All right, U.S. seizure of China. Well, what's seizure of China? I don't understand what that means. But let's see here. All right. Valerie Price, here comes a scammer calling us. It's going to be an auto dial, so let's see. Hello? Hello? Say something. Hello? You're live. Dang it. Well, we were close, but no cigar. Insane in the membrane. All right. All right, let's see here. Valerie, just remember, there's no such thing as digital gold or silver. In the end, you're right. When it's all said and done, gold and silver is what it is. Very good. Let's see here. Very good. Okay, let's see here. By the way, good to see you. Niels Han Dynasty is here. Jeff Higgins says, as silver is traded in digital form, with no metal ever being used, it would not be beyond the possibility, through the use of infinite digits, to have the manipulation sell off, say, 100 trillion digital ounces into the market. Yes, but that would obviously raise a lot of eyebrows. It was big time. We had 800 and some odd, million ounces or tons or whatever that flew off the trades in one day, and people hardly blinked. People hardly blinked over that. All right, let's see here. Hoof Grip Weightlifting says physical silver and XRP are my top holdings. All right, there you go. Yeah, XRP is the other one too. Very good. Glad physical silvers are part of your portfolio, indeed. All right, major crypto company buys 100 tons of gold. If you've not seen that video, I hope you will check it out. Nobody Cares says Tether has never been audited. I do not believe anything that Tether officials say. Okay, no audit. You don't believe them. Very good. All right. Very good. Thank you for your insight on that. I did not know that they've not been audited. S.O. Stackman says, why can't they make the cent out of aluminum like some of the other countries? I guess they could. But, I don't know. I don't know how much cheaper that would be, honestly. Is zinc cheaper than aluminum, or is it more expensive? I don't know. But it's not just that. It's the cost of production, not just the metals. It's almost 4 cents to produce it. Probably likely the metal content is about 3 cents, or a little less than 3 cents. Good to see Coins A to Z is here. Welcome, Neil K. All right. Russell Ream. Some side with the socialists, some side with the communists, some side with the they, them. I sided with the pirates. Gold is king. There you go. Exactly. All right. JC says, Tether is the hedge funds at the Cayman Islands buying gold and bonds. They keep the interest on the bonds, not the Tether holders. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I know very little about Tether, so very good. All right. Let's see here. Very good. Let's see what we've got here. With the next comment, we've got Claudia Dressel. All coins coming out with privy signs traceable. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I would almost be willing to bet they're not going to be traceable. And just a privy mark. Nothing more. They will be able to find out if they're traceable or not. Or trackable. Let's see here. All right. Condol says, Tether, Bitcoin, Ethereum all come under a cryptocurrency called Ponzi. Here you go. All right. That's a great number of people feel that. 1/10 of a cent to produce our copper plated steel penny here. Whoa. Interesting. 1/10 of a cent to produce our copper plated steel penny. Wow, interesting. I did not know that. Silver Wolverine is here. Good to see you. Silver Wolverine is in the house. He's in his house, but he's here with us tonight. Good to see you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I would love to see that. Why is that the Royal Mint can produce one of their pennies for 1/10 of a U.S. cent, but for us in the United States, it cost us 4 cents to produce? That's crazy. That blows my mind. All right. Chris Mallerman says, if you don't hold it, you don't have it. That's right. And you don't own it. Exactly right. And we got Silver Honda, who drives a blue Honda, who just went to make supper for his lovely lady, says this: I got the best of both worlds because I sleep better every night knowing that my gold is stored collecting dust and gaining value as I do nothing. Also, second best is sleeping and cuddling to Mrs. Silver Honda's tushy. Yes, that is definitely a good benefit here. And Ridge Runner says TMI, but I want more information on that. It's not TMI, Ridge Runner. We want much more information. That's right. Exactly right. All right, we got North Star says UMCA, North Star Stacker. Thank you so much, North Star. I don't know if he's here tonight, but check out North Star Stacker's channel. Great guy, great member of the community here. And we've got Ryan, 5'9". Wow. Canadian Mint really does have some of the purest metals on the market. Indeed, they do, for sure. Now, there was a mint called, I forget the name of it. It's not the Royal Mint, but it's Mint Royal. It's something royal in the name or something like that. They don't exist anymore, but they had 5/9 fine silver, a couple of different designs. The most notable is the cat. I would still love to get one of those one day, but have not made an effort to do so. Chinese steel is certainly looking like that way, rapidly corrode in the ground. It makes sense. Okay, Chinese steel very well could be. Thank you, James Unleashed, for posting a link to North Star Stacker's channel. For those of you here, tell them Sal sent you, if you do. Or tell them Uncle Sal sent you. All right, very good. Beautiful Maple Sal, thank you. Thank you so much, Bikini Woman, who is from Canada, if I'm not mistaken. RSB plus Royal Silver Bullion. Oh, Royal Silver Bullion. Okay, thank you. RSB, thank you. That's what it is. Royal Silver Bullion, thank you. That's what it was called. Yes, indeed. 5/9 pure silver. I just think it's cool that the Royal Canadian Mint has 5/9 pure gold. And now you can get a lot of that stuff for regular bullion price, as I did recently with that one there. Vince Baker, I would rather spend $56 million on pennies than $6 billion for a pissant nation in the Middle East. We don't get crap for that $6 billion except hell. All right. Don't know what nation in the Middle East you're referring to, but anyways. Into stacking silver, the devil's metal. All right, well, I tell you what, it's been pretty volatile. You might hate silver for plunges real quickly after you buy it the high, but we'll see here. Thank you, Into stacking. Vince Baker, always have hated the shield design because it looks like an interstate highway symbol. Yeah, it does look like that. You're right. Compared to the past designs, it really sucks. Yeah, it's a more simple design. I kind of don't mind it, but it does kind of look like an interstate symbol. And but yeah, I can understand why you think that. All right, DC railroads and stuff. On this here, it says here, stopping production to save taxpayers 50 some million annually is nothing. It makes no sense, pun intended. Chump change is the big picture. Stop sending billions, if not trillions, to foreign countries. Then you got something. Take care of our vets and the homeless. Well, yeah, I hear you, and I think there is something to be said. I think we are. I think we're back into getting the VA going again, and I think Trump's done some stuff for the veterans. But I'm telling you what, saving money is a good thing, and you may think, well, it's chump change, but our foreign aid is limited and being more limited now. We're stopping sending money to Ukraine. They're now buying through NATO, so that's good. And there's other countries that we send to that should be evaluated, and I think they are. The USAID as well is another way a lot of that foreign aid went to a lot of these NGOs and the like. Remember, Doge is still in effect, folks. Self-aware, crypto is Ponzi scheme, the music is about to stop. Is that you, Adam? All right, well, we'll see. See what happens there. It very well could. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get over here to the next red crawler says, I'm actually dollar cost averaging with Pax Gold on Coinbase. They won't let you buy the Tether Gold on Coinbase. Maybe I can hedge gold with it. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right, there you go. Nice. So he's diversified a little bit. They're diversified as well there for red crawler. Thank you, sir. Daniel Lissenberg says this here, the following. Bitcoin will be pulled into the same banking system that it was designed to avoid. Okay, all right, and very well could. We shall see. The other scammers were supposed to call us, but they did not call us at 6:15. I think I had 2 or 3 lined up. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm texting a friend. All right. Let's see here. A cleaner guy says, got a Culligan jug at home with around 350 face value in copper pennies. Wow. Now those things are the Culligan jugs. Are they plastic? I hope they're not glass, because that if you go to lift it up, it may be a big deal. It could break. So be careful with that. If they're, by the way, it's very good. All right. Yep, silver's on sale, paid Piper, and indeed, if you are in the market for silver, understand that it could continue to fall. Just understand that. But dips are a good time to buy. There's no question about it. And so if you are in the market, check out Summit Metals. They're the channel sponsor, just to see if they have what's right for you. And you can click on the link in the description of and below in the video to get there. In this live stream, the link is there in the description. Check them out. All right, Duel da Pluie says silver in direction. Okay, let's see. We don't do that. Pretty good. All right, we won't. We'll just kind of heart that one for now. We got a lot of comments to go through there. I could translate it, but on my app I can translate it on the fly. But here I gotta copy it and move it up there. It's just like, well, shiny man. Thanks for the update on Tether Gold, massively piling gold. If it has sufficient amount, it could start to be used to hold back cryptocurrency, which I believe is coming either from Tether or from government's own Treasury Department monetizing our government gold reserves. I misspoke last time about the amount of investments the Trump tariffs have brought in our country. It's not 7 trillion, but a whopping 17 trillion. 20 trillion expected by year end. I was in the midst of writing my closing brief last week and no time to double check my number. Interesting. Yeah, and I don't know. I honestly am skeptical of all those numbers until we actually see some movement in the on the national debt itself. But also, We got to find out, make sure they're legal. He may not be able to implement these tariffs. When the Supreme Court rules on it, that's going to really tell us what's going to happen. So, it's going to be very interesting to see. He did it out of an economic emergency, I believe, was the impetus for imposing those tariffs. But will they deem that emergency valid or not? A president can declare an emergency for any reason at any time, but will it pass constitutional and or the muster of the Supreme Court? That's what we're gonna see and find out. I think most people believe the Supreme Court is probably going to strike it down. So even if it's just 7 trillion, that's a lot of money that's got to move back through the system somehow, and eventually it's got to come back to us, because really, essentially, those tariffs are taxes on us. I think it's probably, and I don't know what the fraction is, but there's tariffs. And some of those foreign companies will eat some of those costs. And I think as they get more embedded into the system, they're going to probably eat more of those costs to be competitive with U.S. companies producing. But make no mistake, we are paying for it as individuals. And are we going to see any of that money back? How is it going to be distributed? I don't know. So we'll see. Let's see here. All right. Just Sam, that's a beautiful maple leaf. Hope everyone is 5/9s. Yes. Well, all of the ones from that series indeed are 5/9s. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. All right, Nickel is saying that 4 are against, 3 are for, and 2 are leaning against. He only has 600 billion at most. Okay, all right. Well, 600 billion is a lot. Maybe that's what he's brought in so far. So I guess that's, but still, that's still a good amount of money. We'll see how that plays out, but wow, all right. 4 are against, 3 are for, so likely it will be struck down if that's the case. Damon says the tariffs encourage domestic investment. Exactly right. Building factories and such. Tariff income is something completely different. Yes, that's right. It doesn't, and I do like that about it, Damon, because we used to completely fund the government by tariffs. We used to completely fund the government. That used to be how revenues were brought in. It was completely through tariffs. I like that idea. I would rather go to a completely tariff system. And I think Trump, in a sense, in a way, would like to do that too. But it's going to take some time to do that. But you're right. And it also incentivizes coming back, which is what Trump is part of the reason why he's doing it, because so much of it is outsourced. So I like that as well, too. It brings jobs back to the U.S. overall. But yes, indeed. Coins A to Z, the concept of stealth inflation. Yes, prices may not change, but quality and quantity goes down. That's right, exactly. And there's also shrinkflation as well, for sure. That's right. Very, very true. Yeah, that's right. Bozo's right. It was before Roosevelt and LBJ. And a lot of and think about it, the Federal Reserve Act and the income tax came out in 1913. Who was president then? Woodrow Wilson, big time progressive. But there were progressives going back as far as Garfield. Garfield was probably one of the first progressive presidents. He would have been sort of a mini version of Teddy Roosevelt had he lived. And there's actually a fairly good series on Netflix that captures fairly accurately. There's some woke stuff in it, very little though. But you can, if you know what you're looking for, you'll sense the woke in it. But largely it's pretty historically accurate, and but that progressivism really started in the late 1800s. Very minor a bit of it, but in the early 1900s, it really came out, especially with Teddy Roosevelt after McKinley got shot in 1901, and then became the progressive movement, and then boom, here comes the New Deal, and the New Deal is when it really went downhill, but it actually started before the New Deal. And People don't remember this, but there were socialist presidential candidates in the 20s, actual socialists that were running for offices in the 1920s. And here we have them actually elected in the 2020s. We got two mayors that are socialists, openly socialist. And it's crazy. All right. Again, another one here. Let's get over here. It's Friday Smackdown. That's right. Carrie Taryn. We got Mr. Slammy working overtime. I think people have to re-sign up for Snap so they can get rid of the freeloaders. Yeah. Yeah, they really should. I think they should. I think people need to. I don't think that should be something that just keeps coming. I think you should have to reapply for it. I agree with that. It's absolutely insane that there's 48 million or 42 million people on it. And again, I'm not saying that some people don't need it. I think that those people that do need it should get it. And it is being re-implemented, but I do think a lot of people abuse it. And honestly, that makes it more expensive for the people who are on it, and for people who buy regular food too. So keep that in mind too. All right. The other socialist was just elected as mayor of Seattle. I forget her name, but she was just elected the mayor of Seattle. Let's see here. Bill 457. I have to resetterize every year. I don't know what that means. Hey, $1 is here. Good to see $1. Good to see you. Mr. Jones, nothing can copycat precious metals no matter how good the 24/7 propaganda pounds. Exactly right. Nothing can replace it. Nothing can copy it or anything like that for sure. There's no substitute. Cybercurrent Twitter. If I can touch it or hold it in my hand, then I have zero interest in it. If I can. I think you meant to say if I can't. That's right. There you go. Because I know Cybercurrent Twitter, he likes to touch and he likes to feel it. Yes, indeed. Old Dirty Bastard Garage is here. Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, recertification every year for Snap. Okay, so there is a process. Okay. So Bill 457. So is he on Snap? Are you on Snap, Bill 457? Because you said earlier you had to recertify. So you have to apply. So that's good. Okay, very good. Most people should only get Snap for 8 weeks. All right, yeah. Yeah, well, I guess if they are disabled, or if they are in real need or have limited income, and can't get a better job, or what have you, live below the poverty line, I agree with reapplying every year, but I do think that they need to probably limit the options to the healthiest choices, like no soda, no chocolate cake or candy. It should just be the staples: milk, bread, chicken, things like that. Some beef. It should be limited to those things, I think. But I do think there's some people who genuinely need it. So very good. All right. And let's see. Okay, we've got Mark Nordgaard. So that's why gold crashing now. Well, I don't think that's why. If anything, it's the opposite reason why it is. Yeah, that's right. Snap is probably different each, because it's managed by the states, isn't it? I think that's right. Yeah. But it's a federal program, so I think the Fed should have some control over some of that. But anyways. Finn Swede here says, I've been seeing around the internet lately that XRP will be 1-to-1 with gold, and Stellar will be 1-to-1 with silver. There's other compliant cryptos with copper, etc. I'm not saying I believe it, but this ISO law will go into effect in a week from today, so time will tell. Tether will be the straw that breaks Bitcoin's back. They print a billion tether. Whether Bitcoin starts to crap the bed, they'll refuse an independent audit for years now. Okay, yep, you're the second person that says that. So no independent audit of tether. That makes you wonder. It's suspicious for sure. Yeah, it might be difficult to legislate with only certain foods. Well, probably you're right. We'll get a lot of pushback, and but yeah, let's see here. But remember, nutrition is actually in the name. I think everybody can agree that soda is not nutritious, right? Yes, indeed. No, I agree with that, Nickel. I mean, it should be temporary. But I'm saying if people have disabilities, though, that may be difficult. But I do agree with that in principle. Yes. All right, very good. Thank you, Silver Wolverine. Have a good night. Yes, indeed. But yes, you're right. Yeah, I would agree with that again, except for people who have, disabilities and can't really enter the workforce. But you're right. And I do think that honestly, even if some people can't enter the workforce for certain disabilities, there may be some jobs they can do. But anyways, we'll see. But you're right. Michael K is here. Good to see you. And we have Miguel Buena from watching us from Japan. So good to see you, Miguel Buena. All right, have a good night, Silver Wolverine. Thanks for popping in. Swill 2075 says this. It's a soft rug pull on the entire crypto market. This was always the plan to dump their bag of hot air into something physical. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, we'll see. And who knows? It could be all hot air, too. We don't know. They've not been audited. That's a problem. All right. Let's see here. And let's see here. B. Witten, divorce lesson number 6. Pretty is subjective. A stupid mistake and don't mean nothing. Almost there. 90% junk silver doesn't work for me. It's subjective. Numismatics doesn't mean much to me either. The market still sell price doesn't say unless it's pretty. If it weighs out with the maker's mark, I'm good with that. Yep, that's really the bottom line. Yep, you're right. True that. Good question. Let's see here. Welcome. By the way, welcome to Eric Wickstrom from Socialist Seattle. What's the name of the new mayor that was elected up there, the socialist mayor? I feel so sorry for you living in Seattle. Crazy, especially after all they've done, after all they've been through. Dialysis for Donna. We're praying for Michael K. and Donna. She's home now, but she's going through dialysis. Yes, indeed. Coins A to Z. Are social welfare programs for needy Americans compatible with Christian values? Probably not, I would say, because the Christian values would say, Kate Wilson. Oh, Kate Wilson's her name. Okay, thank you. Because the Christian values do not say to take money out of your neighbor's pocket to give to the needy. It is the Christian values say to take the money out of your own pocket to help the needy. So in a perfect world, people that are needy, that actually need assistance, should be done in the private sector. And we do have private sector organizations that do that, which is why I said earlier that during the shutdown that the people that are on SNAP can go to a food bank or something like that. And honestly, I think that if we had more of that, that would be better. Ideally, that would be the Christian way to do it. Socialism is not compatible with Christianity. Now, a commune is a different story. In fact, in the book of Acts, they actually did have a commune where they shared resources, but that was only temporary. That was in travel, forming the church. And moving about. And so, that's the difference. If you read the Book of Acts, and they were traveling, they had set up camps and stuff like that where they did share only temporarily. In fact, the Pilgrims experimented with socialism. It did not end well. It did not end well at all. And as Elliot Scott says, exactly right. Charity by force is not charity. That's right. It is not charitable, exactly. And so, so that's really the bottom line. In a perfect world, that's what should happen. So in that regard, I agree with Nickel completely on that. But sadly, we're not at that state, and because the government does this, there's no private organizations that really set up to really help that. There's a lot of private charitable organizations to help in disasters, and there's food banks, and there's some of that. But I guarantee you that it would thrive. It would absolutely thrive if the private sector did it. And it would be so much better than SNAP if they did that. You know what I mean? It would be so much better. But I do think that given the circumstances that we're under right now, knowing these programs are certainly abused, there's no question about it, 42 million. But there are some good people that absolutely need it right now, and there's no real alternative. But I do think that probably there's some jobs that could be done by some of these people, and I think there ought to be some training programs for people who are disabled, who can find a job that they can do, even from within the organization that gives them the food. I think that's a way to do it. But anyways, that's a whole nother discussion. But anyways, I'm very libertarian minded. I believe that government causes way more problems than it solves. And so, anyways. Oh, thank you, Coins. And thank you, Coins A to Z, for the question. I appreciate it. And Coins A to Z, by the way, very smart guy. And I've watched Coins A to Z kind of, he was a Democrat at one time, but he was a reasonable, logical thinking Democrat, and he has shifted, and it's amazing to see him shift. Over the years, known Coins A to Z for a long time, great guy, and he also challenges me too, which I appreciate very much on certain things. As it's in like certain things we may have slight disagreements on, but mostly we agree on pretty much everything. Let's see, very good. All right. Let's see here. All right. B31 Crow, all stablecoin XRP tied to the dollar. Banks control them. That's why I sold mine, but I wish I didn't. Got to have some because it's not going to go away. Someday we're going to use them. Bitcoin is not like stablecoin. That's right. Bitcoin is very speculative. Big MCG, but then again, if it's not been audited, then I also think that these stable coins are speculative too. They may not move around much in price, but still speculative as to whether they're legitimate or not. Okay, we've got Big says, are we thinking the prices will continue to go down for a bit or jump back up? Very new to this, don't want to buy high. Totally understandable, Big. I don't know what's going to happen. I still think we may have some room to move. I think it's going to be volatile. I really do. But I think we could see it consolidate lower than where it is even now. But we'll see. I was actually surprised to see a second high. All right, very good. All right. There you go. Okay, so Coins A to Z is still registered as a Democrat, just not a party loyalist. That's good. So he thinks independently. That's great. That's awesome. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that. All right, let's see here. Clarification. User says, O'Reilly, hypothecation of artificial mathematical scarcity buttressed by the foundation of actual physical. There you go. Yes, indeed. Crazy. I had a convolution there. All right. My kitten is a grandmaster. I remember when I would use virtual coins on my phone to buy gold coins for items I found out wasn't worth it because I paid more for the virtual coins than I did for the virtual gold. Wow. Interesting. Crazy. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. Fathom that. It's hammer time for Bitcoin. Yeah, it got hit hard. I haven't checked the prices lately, but I heard it got hit pretty hard. Silver sacks, when the big holders of crypto jump out of the crypto market, they will dump the cash holdings into other assets and create inflation in whatever the asset class is. Might be metals or real estate. Could be. Yes, indeed. I've heard some are moving into metals now, but it makes it very good. All right. CCT is registered as a male gigolo. All right. Very good, very good. All right. Let's move here and see what we've got. Hulkaloogie, so that's why gold prices are heading down. I don't know that that's the reason why they're heading down. Usually if somebody's buying a whole lot more of something, they're taking out of the market, it would go up. SP Fine says here, a 10th ounce copper piece, still in the Troy ounce unit, but copper is measured in a weird name, standard ounce. That's ironic. Well, it's not a 10th ounce copper piece. In fact, as I mentioned in the video, it is a copper-coated zinc. There's only 3% copper there, but the actual copper cents are 95% copper, and they would be 1/10 of an ounce altogether. But that's in Troy ounces, but they, like, you're correct in that they are measured in apatoporous ounces. Apatoporous. Richard Metcalf on this video from this morning. We're going to get to the other comments here in a moment from today's video, or this afternoon's video. Why get gold-backed crypto when you can get the real deal? I like the look of the 5/9 gold maples. I have the 2008 and the 2012, and they are beautiful. Yes, indeed, they are. The 2008, I think, has the regular maple leaf on it, the same galoche pattern. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Kes23 says this. When you handle the Lincoln cents without cotton gloves or hold them on the rim, you leave fingerprints, which lowers the value. Well, newsflash, they really weren't worth a whole lot anyway, even if they were pristine. I may get, if I kept them, completely slabbed or whatever, I might sell them for, I think $1 or something like that. I'm not that worried about it. It's okay. And by the way, that last cent has a big old fingerprint on it. If you look at that thumbnail, there's a big old fingerprint on that cent, and it's going to be auctioned off. So go figure, and it'll probably go for hundreds of thousands of dollars if it's the very last one. Mario Vieira says this. My sources tell me that Trump wants to have a crypto and stable coin future currency. The East, China, and BRICS have been planning on stocking up on gold and silver as future currency. April, May 2026 is all over for the U.S. dollar as a world currency. Well, I don't know that we can write the dollar off that quickly. And BRICS they're not as influential as you may think. There was a big buzz about them back in 2023 when there was some talk about them releasing a cryptocurrency or their own BRICS dollar. A BRICS currency never happened. Backed by gold was another thing that had floated around. But the dollar is a juggernaut. Its hegemony is going to be very difficult to fight against. But still, it could peg away at the dollar. It very well could pose a greater threat than it did today. I will give that as a possibility, so we'll see. But thank you, Mario. I appreciate you, sir. And you always appreciate your thoughts. Lincoln, what's cool is that the gold isn't stored in the U.S. I know a lot of people believe, as you do, but I think it's there. But anyways, Gary, does the giant fingerprint make it worth more money? Come on, man, put some gloves on. Well, I think you're talking about this one here. Yep, you're right on the thumbnail, and you're right. It's crazy. CCT, I have a butt crack on the silver coin that I'll be auctioning off. Nice. All right, there you go. That's gonna make it worse money because it's tied to CCT's butt crack. All right, very good. 21 Azuri says, I'm old enough to remember when the crypto bros were chanting decentralization, blah, blah, blah. They're now stuck with the manipulation market, maybe even worse. Yep, especially when there's ETFs tied to Bitcoin now. I've been remiss to slurp on some coffee, but we're doing it now. By the way, I stand ready to do some more push-ups and exercises if need be. Got to get the blood flowing for sure. And let's see here. We've got Ridge Runner, Sal's humpback, hump on sale. Sal, I have no idea what that means. Well, Michael K with the boom, with a 5 Salivate Metal gift memberships across the bow. Thank you, Michael K. You are the man. Let's drop and give him 5 push-ups and get that blood flowing. Just as I said that, boom, it pops in. Thank you, Michael K. You are the man. Thank you, sir. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much. Very, very much. Let's see here. There we go. And Sal, I hope your 2026 calendar has some racy picks they used in the summer months. All right. Well, sadly, it's not going to be happening. Queen looks like my wonderful mom, so it's nice to look at. Yes, now people have some favorable mentions of the Queen now that she's gone on coins. Markets have been a roller coaster. Even more news breaks on Trump's Epstein issue. The markets take a hit. High today, 42.11. Low 40.40. Last 40.84. Well, it's not because of the Epstein stuff. I can guarantee you that. The Epstein stuff with Trump is pretty much it's a desperate grasp. You know, if they had anything on Trump, they would have pulled it out before the election or during the election, actually. So yeah, those emails they mean absolutely nothing. But anyways, very good. All right, let's see here. Good to see you guys. Glad you're here with me tonight as we press on forward. Thanks again to Michael K for those Salivate Metal gift memberships across the bow. If you receive one of those from Michael K, give him a bit of gratitude. All right. And let's see here. Bill Arrington, beautiful display, a nice pickup. Thank you so much, Bill. Appreciate that. Good to see Count Dunkula. All right. Formerly known as Count Stacula. 1 billion from now on. There you go. All right. Count Stacula. I love it. Gold trader, the markets are not considering when consolidation happens in the markets. The markets are a small range over a period of time. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, I think it's an attempt at both, probably, but we'll see how it plays out. Greg Olson, I'm not into digital nothings. Credit Louis, but agreed by me. All right, there you go. Digital nothings. And we've got this from TR Dutch. Has done some research on Tether. Showed that one of its weaknesses was a lack of reserves to back the digital coins. Looks like they're making a move to solve this problem and to be the leader in stable coins. I'm not on board with crypto, but I'll be watching it. If the country goes to digital dollars, are we going to have a choice? I don't know. Yes, we probably won't if we want to stay a part of the system. Unless we have an underground system of transactions in gold and silver, which is what some states are actually doing, recognizing gold and silver as legal tender to fight a potential future CBDC. That's why I'd like to report them. We've not had any news on that lately, or else I'd report on it. But that's very important that if you live in a state or commonwealth that is thinking about it, or even if they're not thinking about it, call your delegates and let them know that that's what you want. Tony Roma, mark my word, silver will always be between 45 and 55 an ounce. The powers that be will not let it get higher than that. Well, Tony Roma, I'm sorry to say, but anybody that says mark my words or this is definitely happening, I tend to disagree with them even more than ever. No one knows what silver is going to do. It could fall below $45 an ounce. It could go up more than $55 an ounce, easily go higher than 50. In fact, I think it will. I don't really think it will probably do that next year. I think it's going to go above 55. All right. Prospector round and Sunshine Mint round. Nice. Congratulations, F37 metal bought on the dip. Very, very cool. All right. Goon Master Chud is woot woot on this on my afternoon video. Thank you so much. Hyped first. Thank you, Stephen Newberry. He hyped this video. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that very, very much. Kurt Norris says the good news that I can afford more. Nice. Way to go. And James O'Neill Brown bought 5 ounces today. Congratulations on the dip. Made it happen. So what did silver close at, Stephen Newberry? It closed above $50. In fact, again, at $50.59 is what it closed at. Survivalist here on the Copper Penny video says the following. I've been saving copper pennies for over a decade. I melt a lot of them down and pour them into bars, but I still have a 2.5-gallon water jugs filled with copper pennies. Well, I think that technically is illegal, but your secret is safe with me. But that's pretty wild, pretty amazing. And I wonder how that would work because there is 5%, I think, zinc in there. All right. Good to see you guys. I'm glad you're here with me tonight. Let's press on forward and see what we've got here. John Roberts, nonetheless, it still stayed over $50 an ounce. Indeed, it did, as I mentioned in the video. Into stacking the rebound next week is going to be awesome. Until Sunday, be well, everybody. There you go. Thank you. Yes, indeed. We will watch the markets. We will see, and it very well could. It very well could go back up next week. Rodriguez, thank you for the video. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. Y. Rodriguez, appreciate that so much. And Gordon Clay here says the following. To hold your stack. I'm too old a bunny to panic. Let the young chase their tails. Indeed, that's right. Hold on to your stack. Have diamond fist. Hold on to it that tight. A tightened grip on your silver is what it's about. A tightened grip. Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. And you know what causes it? Pressure and time. All right? It's pressure and time. That's what forms a diamond. And then when you hold on to your silver, you have a tightened grip on it. That is what it means to have a diamond fist. Bozo, metals can be separated when melted because lighter ones float to the top and can be skilled off. All right, yeah, and I guess zinc is lighter than copper. So, yeah, that should be the way they can kind of refine it. So, yeah, that's a good point. Paul Tissue is here. Welcome, Paul Tissue. Good to see you. There you go. Pickle Zero's got a tight grip. And by the way, I'm not saying that there may be a portion of your stack that you may want to liquidate for one reason or another. Hopefully, that will be few and far between. But have a good core position that you always hold on to. That's really what it's about. But yes, indeed. All right. Very good. All right. Nicholas is new here. Why are the prices so erratic for silver the last month? At least your best guess. Well, Nicholas, thanks for popping in. I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel and watching my last few videos where the metals have moved dramatically up or down. But it's all psychology. It's sentiment on what the Fed is going to do. And that sentiment has changed dramatically in the last few days about what the Federal Reserve is going to do at their December meeting. And there's other factors as well, too. The government reopening. But watch the last few of my videos where the markets have moved dramatically up and dramatically down. That will give you an idea. And but they're volatile, but they're especially volatile recently. And silver is, between gold and silver, silver is the more volatile of the metals. All right. Trip Mario, I'm sure they're going to make proof sets. They will, as I mentioned in the video. I know, how can you hate cheap silver? That's right. We love it when it gets a little cheaper for those of us that buy it. There's Tucson Bubba is here. Is 79 still here? Paul Tissue has been very kind. He has sent 5 Salivate Metal memberships across the bow. Wow, thank you, Paul. Let's give you 5 push-ups for that. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Let's do 5 push-ups for Paul Tissue. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, there we go. Nice. Nice indeed. All right, very good. Okay. And Littlefoot with the diamond fist. He's got it. Thank you, brother. That's awesome. Thank you, my friend. And Groot Williams. If the ups and downs were predictable, we'd all be billionaires. Billionaires. That's right. Exactly. Well, the thing is, being a billionaire means that you're rich in weight. So we're already billionaires. Yes, indeed. That's right. I'd rather be a billionaire than a billionaire, honestly. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's press forward, shall we, and see what we've got in the next comment here as we peruse our way through this broadcast. We've got Maria, hold on to what you got. Do not panic. That's exactly right. Do not panic. Biblical Fellowship says this. Let me get over here. Looks like they're expecting a pullback to previous levels in December. There may be some further drops in the metals according to beta signal, as when a few experts mentioned. Okay, interesting. I did not know. I've heard about the beta, but I know very little about it. But so that's interesting. So Biblical Fellowship thinks we may see it consolidate even lower based off of that. So we shall see. All right, very good. And let's see here. Max MAGA Energy. If you want to get at least up until 2023 or so, you can look at my full stack videos and that'll give you an idea. I've got a little bit more than that, but not a whole lot more than that. But look at my full stack videos, you'll be able to know. Godzilla Garage, a dip that is over the starting price for the week. Exactly, as I mentioned in the video. Another day of silver pumpers with their heads up their keisters. There you go. Well, yep. It's always good to be as realistic about silver as possible. Silver sells itself for what it is. All right, very good. Venom, the speculators that got burned buying at the high before hyped it up so they can get out and not lose money, and then got out. All right. Very well could be what's happening here. At least in part. Supergiant Gecko. The pump will resume after Turkey Day, then the dumps again a week before Christmas. Yearly pattern, okay. Although, I think this year is different, but hey, we'll see here. And, thank you, Jay Manlise, for posting a link to the full silver stack video. Thank you so much. So hopefully, Max MAGA Energy will check that out, and the gold stack video as well. He posted them right here for you. Open them up in a new tab. You can watch them after this broadcast. Thank you, JM, for posting both of those. And we've got Bony Fun says here, Sal, Wednesday I committed here for Mr. Slammy to show up today. Anyone who watches the silver paper markets is aware and often takes profit before the banks drop their hammer. I will say that the resistance roof is consistently moving higher, so they're having more difficulty with their manipulation. Yep, the more that stuff's been dumped out, and these number of paper ounces are putting pressure on the physical markets for sure. All right. Thank you. And let's see here. We've got, and there's 79 is with us. She just said sold. She said the word sold. 79 did. There she did. Now she just said the word what. This is a 79 tracking. We're doing 79 tracking right now. She said what with 3 question marks. Now I have a question. Why would she put 3 question marks after the word what? That's strange. I'm not sure I understand, but maybe she will make it make sense for me. Neil K is here. Love you. Thank you, Neil K. Love you too, brother. I slurp in your honor. All right. Bill Arrington, we got the Friday Smackdown today. By golly, indeed we did. We got it. Got hit pretty hard. Oh man, Red Crawler is here with us. All right. And let's see here. There you go, Bill. Jesus Loves Americans says silver was hovering at around $48 for a week or two. Still over 50. That's not a plunge. Well, Jesus Loves Americans. I wish you would have watched the video. Well, actually, all you need to do is read the title, honestly. Because it did plunge over $3.50. Just because it's still over 50 does not mean it did not plunge today. So, again, watch the video, read the title, and you will understand why it plunged today. Mr. Slammy is mean. Indeed, he is. That's right. Between the lines, he is mean. Jersey Rider, as always, it happens first thing in the morning. Dump a ton of paper shorts and pre-trading hours. Same old trick. Yeah, and and that's the thing I don't understand in overnight hours why this happens. I think a lot of it is probably algorithms in play, and people have set those to occur before the markets open if certain triggers happen. I really do think that is part of the natural market these days. That's the guess that I can make as to what's going on there. All right. Let's see here. All right, welcome. Shotgun Susie is here. Passport X is here. People who have been buying silver since the single digits and the teens should have been out there trying to sell some silver once it went over 50. People need to see what it's like to try and sell. Yeah, and I need to probably do that as well. Although I have a good relationship with some local coin shops in the area, so I have a fairly good idea that if I go to sell my silver, I'm not going to get nearly what I used to get for it under spot. Like for instance, some are paying $2-3 under spot for 999 stuff, and for constitutional silver, they're not taking any of it. A lot of them still are not taking much of it, or they're taking it for way back of spot, because it's a risk for them to hold on to it, which is why I agree, which is why I think we should be buying that stuff now. Get the constitutional, and Silver Eagles, forget about it now. The premiums are just out of this world in order to buy Silver Eagles. So yeah. I do have a lot of financial advice for 79. I'm not a financial advisor, but 79 should heed every bit and every word of financial advice from me and do everything I say financially. And even though she should do what I say financially and lose, she cannot sue me. That's the disclaimer. That's the one disclaimer I'll put. That's the only disclaimer I'll put in for that. If she loses money based off my financial advice, she can't sue me. All right. Let's see here. Where are we at? We've got the hypersonic bullion. I was putting off the LCS until tomorrow. I truly thought with the lower chances, I still believe the quarter point is sewn in of Powell, but I really thought the man's Nips would use it as an excuse to give it another 20% beatdown. So much for hoping. I'm not sure I get that last sentence. In other words, are we to rate whether or not the Federal Reserve is going to lower interest rates or not? Is if we can see the nipples poking through the chairman's shirt? I don't know. I've never looked that closely at him, to be honest with you. All right. Angel Eyes, this guy is on live and said Bitcoin was backed by gold. I don't think it is. It's Bitcoin is backed by the blockchain, essentially, and the energy that produces it, which really turns out to be nothing when it's all said and done. it's all really kind of speculative. I mean, I have no problem with Bitcoin, but that is, I think, how they rate it. It's backed by the energy that was used to create the coins, and for the trades, energy used to trade those coins off the blockchain. I think that's what backs it up. But I don't think that there's gold involved in it at all for Bitcoin. Tether, I did a video about Tether going to gold. But that's it. All right. Bikini Woman, thank you, Sal. You're always giving us the very latest metals news. Much appreciated. Thank you. Appreciate that. Very kind of you, and I appreciate you watching, Bikini Woman. There, I have some daily watchers, and know that I appreciate you guys, because I know I put out a lot of content, and it means a lot to me that you spend your time here. Your time is valuable, so I appreciate you spending it here, for sure. All right. Let's see here. As I getting down to the bottom of this coffee cup with the coffee, it is indeed very, very liquidy. It's also a little chilly. It's room temperature. All right, have a good night. Good to go bake in the Dutch oven. Have a good night, CCT. Thank you, my friend. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you so much, Cybercurtain Twitcher. Check out his channel, by the way. Really good guy, a great channel. And also, JM Unleashed has got a channel. Check him out. And PDX Eddie, paper markets, they need cash for the coming destruction. Yes, indeed. All right, Ellen Kessler of Wall Street, mad because Fed not going to cut 50 in December. Yeah, I don't think anybody has baked that in, that's for sure. Richard Polston says, it's down, buy, good time to buy, but remember, if you do buy, understand that it could fall even more, we don't know. Rob Moran is here, good to see you. Thank you for posting a link to CCT's channel. Tom Lammers, looks like a sweet cup and handle in progress. I've got a cup with a handle, and I'm slurping some coffee. I'm progressing with that right now. Thank you. All right. Sean, I have a feeling the SmackDown would happen. Looks like the purchased weekend for me. Yes, indeed. That's right. Good weekend to purchase for sure. That's the thing. When we see a SmackDown on Friday, we have the whole weekend to think about it. You don't have to hurry. Obviously, if a whole lot of people are buying, you may see some places go out of stock of some items, but nonetheless. Eagle Steve don't like paper shorts. It's hard to get the brown stains out. Indeed it is, for sure. You're right. All right. Let's see. CCT, while I'm not remotely surprised, I've been stacking many years and have seen these movements before. While this recent volatility has been going, I've just put 500 quid into household consumables. We have our government budget coming soon, so I'll predict that a lot of the stuff I bought will be going up after the budget. Yes, coffee was on that list. 2-year shelf life. Yes, preparing in that way against inflation is by stocking non-perishable household goods. Well done, Cybercurtain Twitcher. That's definitely a great way to stack. Good job. Output the Rock says here, sorry guys, I don't think we stay over $50. I wish we hold, but the B wave didn't shot up very well. Now I hope we can hold 45 for the next couple weeks. I hope so too. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at what the bottom is going to be for this market. I'm looking to see what that's going to be. That's going to be the real tail of the tape, if you will, proverbially speaking. All right. Joe Lopez says here, don't play with my emotions, Sal. I'm not taking it with me when I die. Big worm. Yeehaw. All right, there you go. Well, we won't, Joel. Everybody has their own level of understanding, and in the end, you don't take it with you. But it's nice to have it when you're here. You know what I mean? You can't take it with you when you die, but it is nice to have it when you're here. Especially when we all, think about living a long life, trying to be healthy and having it for your offspring. It's really the way to go. All right, let's see here. We've got Dean R. Rated, shared, commented, and subscribed. Thank you, Dean R. Appreciate you, brother. You are the man. Very kind of you. Ed Satter, where did you get the 350 drop and never drop 350? Well, I did the math. You look at Kitco, Ed Satter, and if you look at Kitco, you will see the difference. In fact, Ed Satter, if you are here, if you will come back and listen to this response, there it is right here. 5360 minus 5002. Let's do the math on that, shall we? I probably underestimated. I'm going to pull the trusty calculator up. 53.60 minus 50.02 is, wait for it, $3.58. So there you go. That was the high. This is the low. That was the move we saw earlier in the day. Boom, shalaka, boom. There it is. So I hope you will come back. That's why I do these comments on a live stream. Ed Satter, there it is. It did drop 350. In fact, it dropped 358 to be exact. I just didn't do the math on the video. So, yep, that's where I got it, Kitco. Brian Smythe says, price goes up, price goes down, world spins. Sand runs through the hourglass. Indeed it does. This also gets washed up on beaches around the world, too. Tough Enough Phil says the banks are messing with the price to cover up their shorts. All right. I thank you so much. Thank you, Coins A to Z. Always appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful weekend. Coins A to Z, you're awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah. And we do have this breaking news. This just confirmed. This is you're probably going to be hearing a lot about this over the weekend. I just saw this. This is big news, folks. We just got this confirmed. CNN, Fox News, Drudge Report, Zero Hedge will probably report on this. We just got this in. Dean R. confirms that he is a man. Okay? We've just got this confirmation. It is there. And I pinned the comment so you can see it. Any media outlets that want to take this and run with it, as long as you credit me for breaking this news, that we heard it from the source, then that's really what we need to find out here. Very good. All right. Passport. If people think cash is trash, then what we'll get when it's time to sell their silver? Exactly right. Passport. I've never gotten the cash is trash people. If you think cash is trash, you just hand it right over to Uncle Sal. I'll take good care of it for you. It ain't trash. And by the way, I'll go even further. It is money. It is money. Yep, the dollar is actually money. Now, why is it money? Because it holds all the attributes of what money is based off of Mike Maloney's Hidden Secrets of Money. There's one other thing he forgot. It's a store of value. Now, the difference between the store of value that a dollar has and gold and silver is gold and silver are a consistent store of value, not based off of price, but because of the intrinsic nature and the intrinsic properties of the metals. But the dollar is a declining store of value that you can take that to the bank, literally. But it is still valued because we use it for transactions every single day. In fact, about 93% of between nations and parties around the world use the dollar, and that number came from somewhere as far as how some transactions filter through, and the dollars are part of that. As far as the central bank's reserves, central bank reserves, 58% hold the dollar, and so that's why I believe that the dollar is indeed money. Red Crawler, U.S. fiat is being de-dollarized to pay down the debt. Yeah, that's true. They wanted to lose. But yep, that's right. Trump has actually even talked about how he wants to see a weaker dollar in many instances. And I think that's part of the reason why, which is another reason to hold gold and silver. But Passport X is exactly right. And that's the thing is, Passport, he used to post videos under Silver New Jack. And I don't know if he has any recent videos, but I think he may still have his channel up. But he's a smart guy, and actually he knows his precious metals, and he makes it work for him. He actually knows how to flip collectibles and some silver products to work for his advantage to get more. It's kind of It's an intermetal alchemy of sorts, what he does, which is pretty amazing. He's been doing it for a long time. I don't know if he still does that, but a great guy. So thank you. You're exactly right, Passport X. Exactly right. Count Dunkula, glad to be alive in these crazy precious metal times. Indeed, it is. It's a wild time to be alive. Richard Metcalf says, I'm delighted that we held above 50. I think that's very encouraging. They couldn't smack it below despite their obvious effort. Yep, and I do think there's some of that involved too. Like I said, I want to keep an open mind to it all, but never underestimate that natural market for sure. But it is a victory that we held above 50, so you're right, Richard Metcalf, exactly. All right, Steve. The rate cut was another quarter point. Knew it was all coming down in price. I do expect silver to go back down to 45. Still a major gains compared to March of 2025, which was 33. So 40% profits. Yep, exactly. True that. True that. Very good. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Bought 5 ounces today. There you go, boss. Nice. And congratulations. Friday, live silver. That's right, Steve C. Is Steve C with us tonight? Appreciate you, Steve. Defender says, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, happening all the time with silver, but it still goes up. That's right. Yeah, it still goes up in the long run. And Topaz Toes, there are strings attached to the metals market yo-yo. Yep. And to some extent there are. Gatlin Garrity. Coinbase bought another. Oh, this is a scam comment. I thought I got most of these, but we are going to get rid of him now. These things pop up. Mr. Slammy is mean, but Mrs. Slammy puts him in his place with a whammy upside his head. There you go. That's right. I like it. I like it. 90% junk silver. That's good. There's Fierce Texan. That's right. Cash is King. Good to see Fierce Texan. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Danny Stanfield says the FOMO. Okay, let's see here. Another one. I thought I got most of these earlier. Dang it. But it won't be showing up. Finally dropped. Watch for the rise on Monday morning. Okay, it could happen. It could happen. I don't rule that out. Salotero says the leaks about Trump working together with shareholders involved. Oh, dang it. Another one I missed. Crap. I got to get rid of these scam comments. I try to police these as much as I can. And some that popped in just recently here. Okay, I noticed that you say prices can go up or down in one video, and then the next day, whether it goes up or down, you say you were right. Truly informative. Thank you. Well, it turns out I was right in this instance, but thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Shall I stack? Yes, indeed, I shall. There you go, Eli. That's the way to do it. Indeed, it is. David Weiwer says this. Have a good night, Michael K. Thank you so much, and appreciate you so much. Got to feed the woman. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Michael K. You are awesome. Give our best to Donna. We're praying for her, too. And, yes, indeed. You're such a good man. Thank you, Michael K. So David says, here's my hypothesis. The Davos UK crowd who were the force behind the Schumer shutdown are reacting to the Democratic failure to oppose the Trump administration's economic agenda. The EU and UK central banks cannot fund the €6 trillion increased commitment to defense and infrastructure spending without destroying EU bonds. The German Bund, the British pound, and the euro. The EU and UK central banks are also facing massive losses as silver and gold prices rise. Case in point, the DAX continues to decline. Interesting. European connection and perspective there. Thank you so much for that. Bill 457 says, I will say this, silver is at 50. I say not a smackdown, but all metals falling at once is very strange. Well, actually, that's not that strange, Bill 457. We've seen that happen enough times, but it is a smackdown considering that it's a 350 drop. It's a massive smackdown. $3.50 in one day is huge. All right. Mr. Go Blue Guy, buy low, sell high, stay the course. Well, I'd say buy low, hold high. And Jay Malik says that too. He coined that phrase. And Carrie Taryn says it's still above $50. I call that a win. That does not surprise me in the least. There you go. Yep. It is a win for sure, as I mentioned in the video. Indeed it is. All right. Slurp a little bit away here. We're almost done with this. We're going to put our chaser in here. There's Silver Heist is here with us. Silver Heist, good to see you, sir. We've got One Shoe Dog. Well, Silver Salivators. In 2012 or so, silver went from about $50 to about $14. Enjoy the ride. Should have diversified. Yes, indeed. But this time it is different, and it really is different. And we're going to have higher lows. And remember, 2012 was an anomaly similar to this one, but it was still separate enough as to what caused that. Remember, silver has been trading. It's still above $50 an ounce right now, even after the smackdown. And it's the second time we saw that happen within a month. That didn't happen before. And Bozo chimes in on this video and says the following. It's not manipulation, it's profit taking by momentum traders who invest in everything that is going up, regardless of fundamentals. Silver's still too high and can fall a lot further. Yeah, I think it can. I do think it has a higher floor than some people think, though. And I do think it is, you're right, profit taking by momentum. People pile on, and psychology is really what's happening there. I definitely see that, although I don't rule out that there may be some suppressive forces operating and taking advantage of that to try to push it down even more. But that's just my opinion as a possibility of what could be happening, and it may not be true at all. But thank you. I think Bozo sides more with me on this than most others. And I'm in the minority viewpoint on that, by the way. I understand that. But sometimes I like to try to be as honest as I can with my viewpoints here. But anyways, Red Crawler, if gold 1 ounce coins get to $6,000, do you switch to fractional? Oh, yeah, I already have started switching to fractional in many cases. More so this year than ever before. I bought some 1 ounce coins, or less 1 ounce coins. I'll put it to you that way. I've been buying less 1 ounce coins recently. But yes. All right. But I have bought more fractional. Indeed. Let's see here. And let's see here. Let's move back and see what we've got here. I bought the dip today. There you go. Snake bite. And by the way, if I ever advise you to buy, understand that I'm not that you could lose money, literally, the minute you click that button to buy or stop into your local coin shop. In other words, the price could fall further, even from a low. So just understand that. But I think Snakebite bought before he watched my video, which is good. Most people understand that. But anyways, very good. All right, let's see what we have. Moving into the next comment here. I bought a dollar face 90% today. Nice. I wonder if you got it under spot, Black Silver Staff. And appreciate. Good to see Black Silver Staff back here, by the way. Pickle Zero, Silver's fun. I appreciate your reports and style and delivery of said reports. Well, thank you, Pickle Zero. I'm honored and humbled that you're watching. It means a lot to me. Let's refresh this, see what we've got popped in since then. I think we'll go down and capture a few more. Well, let's see here what this. And get to the yesterday's videos here. Let's see here. I'm buying silver and holding on to what I've got. I did pay for my last haircut with silver bullion. Okay, well, so your barber will take silver. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty fascinating. Let's see here. Player 1 with diamond fist. Strong. Yes, nice. Way to go with the diamond fist. Connor Cash Kirsch says this. It's been a week almost since I bought my PMs. I will be waiting early Friday to see if I'm pulling the trigger on anything. Well, I'm sure I will be purchasing something. I just have to put my thinking hat on and do some research. Carpe diem. Good luck and stack responsibly. The banks and even third world countries continue to stack. 45 silver and 4K gold will be a good numbers to me. Look at those numbers just 2 years ago. That's true. We would have been laughed at if we'd said $45 was coming soon. But now here we are at 50. All right. Let's get down here a little bit more. Queen Elizabeth II has her face on more coins than anyone. 7 years being on every British coin. Lincoln is second. Well, actually, Peter Rory, the distinction is this. Queen Elizabeth, and I did a video about this actually. Queen Elizabeth is on a wider variety of coins and denominations than anyone else on the planet. There's no comparison in world history. She will never be outpaced in that regard because the Commonwealth has shrinked under her reign. In fact, even since she died, other nations like Niue and Samoa have removed the effigy. So she is on a wider variety of coins than anybody. But make no mistake, Abraham Lincoln is on more actual coins by count than any other person in human history. No comparison there. Tucson Bubba with a $5 super chat says, Sal, could you adjust the pop-up ads every 2 minutes instead of every 10 minutes? I have a bunch of shopping to do for Christmas. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Wow. Actually, let me slurp in your honor. List the priorities, right? Let's slurp in your honor first. Then I'll answer that question here. I slurped to the very end of that coffee. That was a difficult one to do. A little cinnamon at the end there. Now I got the chaser in there. But thank you so much, Tucson Bubba. So, I actually don't control where the ads pop up anymore. It's all automatic. YouTube picks and chooses where they go. And if you try to put anything else in there, it says it doesn't like it. And very rarely does it do that. I try to do it, and I spend hours trying to get that thing in there. But anyways, but it doesn't work. But yeah, hope you can find some shop. But thank you. I appreciate it. Actually, and the thing is, if you do see an ad you like, only if you see an ad you like, you can click on it and we'll help the channel. But only if you see something you like in the ad. You should not click it if you don't support, or if you don't like don't like what the ad is, or not interested in the ad. But if you do see something that you do find interesting, then click it, and it will help. And I tend to do it anyway on other content creators just to help support them. But anyways, let's see here. All right. Trump will lead us into a digital cryptocurrency and release the Epstein files. And we'll see. I think it's inevitable, kind of moving in that direction anyway, no matter who's president. But anyways, Ronald Mitchell, I get high-quality Morgans at $40 because there's no time to reprice inventory. That's how quickly things are moving. Indeed, it is. Jay Malise, my YouTube channel is not monetized. I get reports from people saying YouTube serves them ads on my content. I think YouTube is a tad greedy. Yes, I have another small channel that is not monetized either. I can't get monetized, and there's ads that show up there too. So yes, indeed, that's right. True that. All right. Let's see here. I'm loving the spot price of $13. Yeah, buddy, there you go. Wow, he watched an older video where it was Electric Ninja. Silver is favored over gold, the silver copper ratio. Interesting. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Holly, any pennies minted before 82, I believe, are 95% copper. Am I correct? You are correct. Exactly right. Yep, and I mentioned that there in the video, but you're right, Molly, or Holly, you're exactly right about that. All right, I tapped out from buying when it dropped to 46. Gonna have to sit this pull back out. All right, and there's good reason why some people may not buy now. And they may say, I'm not going to buy it again until it gets to 46, but who knows what will happen there. Very good. Year-end gold stack from last year. Good stuff. You're one of the few people on YouTube that shows a bunch of gold like I do from time to time. Nice. Very cool. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right, folks. I've got to get to work on tomorrow's video. Was here extra long tonight. So I appreciate you guys being here. We had fun. And we're going to be back here on Sunday night. If you get a chance, check out the video that I posted this morning. And I appreciate you guys being here. And very honored that you all made time to be here. Appreciate those of you who sent channel gift memberships and the super chats. Very kind of you guys. So I hope you have a wonderful evening. Keep your feet on the stars and keep reaching for the ground. Take care, all.